So this is your review of the, this is your review. So I'm going to do a review of the system, of everything that we've covered. I'm going to send you the assessment tests. And then tomorrow, we're going to focus on your professional coaching practice, the business of coaching, marketing and promotion, and then creating a statement of intent of what you intend to do with what you have learned. And so for this part, you can feel free to stop me anytime, okay, with questions. So what does the Wingright Global Professional Coaching System look like? It's this right here. It's session 1. It's you're doing your new client interview. Once you have secured your client's business or their consent in coaching them, you're going to take the information from the new client interview and create a personalized vision statement. Once you have delivered the personalized vision statement, then you set up a third session where you go over the client's goals, plans, and actions. And then the ongoing coaching sessions mirror that third coaching session. So during this class, we learned about NLP and power phrases. And can someone tell me, what does NLP stand for? You can just unmute yourself. Jocelyn, I think I see you.
Is it the neuro-linguistic, or am I don't know. I don't know what the P is though.
Programming.
Neuro-linguistic programming.
Programming, thank you.
Right. So we learned about the different learning modalities in neuro-linguistic programming, right? Visual, auditory, and kinesthetics. We looked at the different ways that you can identify which one is the predominant learning modality for the person that you're interacting with. We talked about meta programs, right? Generalizations, deletions, and distortions. In neuro-linguistic program, we also looked at another aspect of meta programs that show us where a client is mentally, the moving forward, moving internally motivated, doing something once versus several times, being a global versus a detail thinker. And then we also looked at, our clients' personal prose, their power words and phrases. Do you all have any questions about this piece before I move forward? No? Okay. So my question to you is, how can we use neuro-linguistic programming and power phrases to help our clients during a coaching session?
We can use the information to figure out like what mediums we can use to present information to them, like how they best learn, so that we can tailor our sessions to that,
Right.
to their learning style.
Correct. That's one way for sure. Any other ways that Natasha, Magalis, Jocelyn, that you can think of that you can use the neuro-linguistic programming information to help our clients during a coaching session?
Helping them learn how they learn.
Right. Help them understand how they learn. Right. That's one. That's another one. Jocelyn, how about you? Do you have any other ideas on how we can use this information to help our clients during a coaching session?
Maybe to clarify goals.
To help them clarify their goals?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's one way. How about you, Jocelyn?
Help them identify their roadblocks. right? With generalizations, deletions, and distortions.
Correct. Right. This is going to be literally one of the questions in the test. So how do you use all these aspects of neurolinguistic programming to help your clients? So you all hit on different ones, right? On like how showing them how they learn, figuring out how do you present information to them in a way that they can receive it easily. Help them realize like you can ascertain what is stopping them. What are those limiting beliefs and limiting thoughts that they're having. And then we also reviewed Socratic questioning. And just wondering if anyone had a chance to take a look at that the article I sent you, The Art of Powerful Questions. No, but did you see it? Did you see the document? That's a no? You didn't see it? Natasha?
I need to look back.
I'm checking now.
Okay. No, I just want to make sure that you all got it. When I did the email about partnering, I put in there an article
Yes.
called, okay,
I have
great,
it.
great. I really recommend that you read through that just to get a deeper understanding too of like what questions do you ask when. Okay. And that's a tool that you can have for life, quite honestly. So we reviewed, the questions of, the open-ended questions that you want to ask, the different types of questions, and just from your perspective, like why is asking questions important in coaching? Why is asking questions so important? Open-ended questions. So I would love to hear your thoughts because this is part
So
of
that you're not assuming. So you're not assuming what the person means.
So you're not assuming what the person means. Natasha, why is asking open-ended questions so important in coaching?
Because you're not an advisor, you're giving the person that's answering the questions, like you're coaching them. What I'm trying to say is you don't want to answer, you want to hear what they have to say. You don't want to answer for them.
Correct. That's right. Alyssa, why is asking open-ended questions so important in coaching?
You're able to pick up on words that they're using, like keywords, and maybe helping to formalize additional questions that might be able to address barriers. Like you get a better understanding of what they're thinking, or I remember like there were questions that you asked and it was like, I would lose weight, but like, I don't know how my husband, or something like that, and figuring out how to like switch the language. It's a long answer, but yeah.
Yeah, so what I heard you say is that like asking questions will help you understand what their inclination is. Like, are they internally motivated? Are they externally motivated? And it will help you to then help them have an inclination, right? That it's actually going to motivate them towards what they want to achieve. Correct? Is that what I heard you say, Alyssa?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. So, neurolinguistic programming, Socratic questioning. Then we also looked at the circle of personal perspective. And so the circle, right, really allows us to create a quick assessment for the client of where they are. And also to use that model of a circle for you to create your own kind of assessment for yourself. So let's say, for example, Alyssa, for you, if you were to create your own circle for the work that you want to do. Let's say diversity and inclusion. What would be some of the things that you would include in that circle?
The circle of perspective is the
Mhm.
circle with like faith, financial. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, like financial financial health, well-being, all of that.
And can you restate your question again?
My question is, let's say that you were to create your own model,
Mm-hmm.
right? Your own circle. So
Mhm.
like the one that I showed you was for life coaching.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to coach someone on diversity and inclusion and equity, what would be some of the aspects that you would want to assess in them and include in a circle like that?
Identity, race, gender. Those are like the three that come to the top of my head right now.
Mhm. So I'm asking that so that you know, because I promised y'all, right, that this training that I'm giving you would be a foundation from where you can build your own practice. And so, I really want you to use this and make it your own. So like,
Right.
for example, Jocelyn, with you wanting to do, let's say you were to do career coaching, right? Like what would be some aspects that you would include in a circle that you would make your own? Like what are some things that you want to evaluate in a person before you help them to see where they are in career coaching?
Like what their strengths are, strengths, weaknesses. I'm trying to evaluate like what's their ideal environment, like what are they good at, like transferable skills. I don't know, I have to think about it more. But
Maybe their resume, their cover letter, their LinkedIn, right? What are all the different aspects that you would need to ascertain? So I'm just asking because I want you to think about it this way. Natasha, how about for you? What would be some things that you would incorporate in the kind of coaching that you might want to do?
I don't know. I like the life coaching one, but if I wanted to talk about like one of my target audiences is women, particularly women of color that are new to leadership, like senior level roles.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe education, skills, which is kind of open-ended, time management,
Mm-hmm.
Leadership, that's like another open-ended one. So
Mm-hmm.
I would need some like help around that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to get you thinking, around like how you would start to create your own models, as well. In the kind of coaching that you would do. You can 100% use the ones that, that are here, of course. But the more that you can make this your own, the better. And before we go, I'm actually going to show you the model that I use. Let me share my screen. So we also covered, we did a demo of the new client interview questions, right? And how does that help us in our coaching? How does the new client interview questions help us? You can just unmute yourself.
I think so, like we can engage with them, you know what I mean? In the beginning, engagement is very important.
So that can help us engage with them in the beginning. Yes. Anyone else? How is the new client interview helpful to the coaching process?
It helps identify what the client wants to get out of coaching, like what their expectations are.
Correct. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Natasha. Anyone else?
it helps them like articulate what their goals are.
Mhm.
A series of questions to really get deeper.
Correct. Correct. Alyssa, how does the new client interview help us in the coaching process?
Pull up the questions now to specifically look to see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that helps us to figure out, from my understanding, we're supposed to be paying attention to even like the neuro-linguistic style of how they're talking. So like that then informs how we can best like give them information. Again, back to how we give them information, but you get an idea of, you know, what kind of learner they are, how their eyes may be shifting, words that they're using that you could potentially use for their statements later on, or keywords that are coming up during that first interview.
Right, thank you. So in addition to like what Magali said, to engage with the client, Jocelyn said understand what their goals are. Right, find out the things that are getting in their way is also for us to also be able to observe, you know, what are their limiting beliefs? Like what are they showing us through their language?
I would like to add
Yes.
something, because I believe that what I'm feeling right now is like that can help us to go through some kind of rediscovering process to move to a new path. You know what I mean?
So you said like a self-discovery process?
Yes, self-discovering process, because in that way we can support the client moving forward, taking a new path, whatever they are looking for. You know what I mean? But it's like we have to go through that, just reflecting about who we are and what we really want. And then I think so that the coach is going to play a big role in helping us to rediscover who we are and what we want.
Right.
Like you are doing right now, you know what I mean? And you're pushing us to create our own model. So we really need to do a lot of internal work to really figure out what we really want to do, because we want to do something different. We want to go through a new path, to something that is going to galvanize our life, you know what I mean, in a way that we never see before. That's what I think so.
Thank you.
But
Thank you
yeah,
for that.
I'm a little crazy, but you know what I mean?
No,
I'm just
Magali. Thank you for that. Thank you
what
for
I'm
that
feeling,
addition.
because yes, it's about what I'm feeling is what I have been getting because of the training that we are going right now. You know what I mean? So.
Okay, thank you, Magali. Yeah, what I hear you saying is that the new client interview is helping is helping the client to really determine what are the big changes that they want to make in their life. Correct. And then we also, you know, went through and did a demo with a 30-day goal setting questions, which, you know, Alyssa generously shared what she's hoping to achieve. We went through the statement of personal power, right, and determining like one of the different times when we can use it, we experienced it for ourselves, and then you will have that as a tool to be able to use that with your clients. We went through the self-discovery form to get us to have a deeper level of connection with our clients and to help them to understand what are the things that they want to bring to coaching, and giving that to them as a homework. Any questions about any of this stuff before I move on? No? Everybody clear? So let me share with you the model that I use. This is what I call the wheel of personal leadership. right? So when I do workshops, I will, before COVID, I would print this out and I would give it to the participants in the room. And I will sometimes send this ahead of time to folks. And I will do, like, I do this assessment in different ways. Like this middle one, it's like the one that you all have. But I added other things, like I added physical environment, which y'all don't have in yours. I added fun, leisure, and recreation as well. And then the rest, I also divided relationships between friends and family and significant other here. Then I also included this other circle here, which I call this your circle of influence, right? How you make decisions for leaders, how you're managing strategically, how are you stimulating innovation, you're learning and growing, acting with integrity, stress and time management, communication, developing your employees, and your interpersonal skills. And then these are all the different ways in which a person can create social change. And then I'll have people, I'll have the participants assess where they are and maybe like an area or two that they want to focus on for the next 30 days. And then here I'll have them think about actions, like my action steps that I want to take towards my self-love and then towards my leadership. How am I extending myself out? So I wanted to share this with y'all because I want you to have it and have an example of what you could do with this. Okay. And if you are all part of my email list, but if you go on my website and you put your name onto the general list, you will automatically get this form.